Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about the concept of Super Extreme Z Awakenings, the sort of EZA2 mechanic they have debuted since about midway through March of 2024. If you guys don't know, the Super Extreme Z Awakening is like an Extreme Z Awakening for an Extreme Z Awakened character, where the passive skill is going to be getting changes and the super attack effects and leader skills remain untouched. So just a quick example, if we go right here and look at this Gotenks, just to give you a quick idea of what I'm talking about, you can see right here we've got the EZA and then all the different steps. So there's going to be on this website, step 8 is going to be the Super EZA. So if we go to stage 7, you can see this is all that we got when we had the step 7 EZA. But when we go to step 8, we get a great kind of change to the passive here. So just want to make sure you guys are all on the same page as me about what we're going to be talking about in today's video. And that is going to be 5 characters that are going to be very anticipated and could be potential game-changing Super Extreme Z Awakenings. So I got 5 characters for you. Let's go ahead and get into the list. Quickly, before we get into today's list, I want to give a member shout out to 2 of the members that have just joined the channel. This is going to be kind of something that we do for every video at the end, where we're doing member shoutouts. But when you get your initial, when you join the channel initially as a member, you will get a shout out at the beginning of the video. So I want to give a huge thank you to Shoutout for giving the gifted membership to himself, as well as James the Catboy. So thank you guys very much for the tier 1 memberships. You guys can see the only membership that's available right now. They have joined the family as members, so I appreciate them very much. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of the video. Alrighty, so perhaps the most obvious of the bunch, this is going to be the STR Year 1 Super Gogeta, the resetter of the game, if you will. The character that, you know, everyone insists that if you did not have them, you did not have a Dokkan account. So that is what we're going to be talking about first. I think Super Gogeta is an extremely solid choice for this specific Super Extreme Z Awakening. Whenever he comes out, who knows? But I think that this character could potentially be really good. Now, one thing that this character has already built in innately is something that I think is pretty good, right? Attack plus 7%, not like the thing itself, but the kind of concept of it, right? The attack plus 7% per Rainbow Key Sphere obtained. So something that they like to do now with these types of characters where it has a Rainbow Key Sphere obtained, what they tend to add is the ability for them to Rainbow Orb change. If you look at a character like the Blue Boys from Tanabata of 2020, where, you know, it was the Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, this character was very good, but the issue was they had to have Rainbow Orbs, and they were not a Rainbow Orb changer themselves, so you would have to kind of hinder the team in order to give them a Rainbow Orb changer to make them, you know, they're not self-sustaining, so that would have been the big problem with them, right? So this character EZA'd 5 years and a few months ago, so definitely time for him to get a bit of a revamp, and you can see right here, I think the hype would be here, and like I said earlier, this character was something else. You know, linking partners right away. Super Gogeta that goes into Blue Gogeta has a great partner right here. 6 links, they would be ready to go. I think this EZA has a lot of potential, right? Where we're effective against all types, so that is a really good baseline. They're not going to get rid of that. We're going to get some Rainbow Orb changing. Maybe we get like a dodge chance or damage reduction. I'm not really here to talk about the what potential mechanics they could add. I just want to talk about what they have and why I think they could be as good as they are going to be. So the first choice that I have brought up here is STR Super Gogeta. I think this guy has potential to be very good and could really kind of do some damage in terms of like a Super Extreme Z Awakening compared to what we've seen so far with somebody like Gotenks. So let's move into the second character on the list, and that is AGL Super Vegito. So, you know, it's kind of fitting that we go right from Gogeta to Vegito. This was the step up from, you know, STR Super Gogeta. This was like his, you know, his successor, right? The next best unit being the Super Vegito. One thing that we have right here, something that is very overpowered. This condition kind of sucks, but foresees enemy super attack when HP is 40% or less. If you guys don't know, the short term for that is the Scouter effect. So being able to see where the enemy super is essentially means that you can put Beast Gohan where that super is, because you know it's not going to do any damage. And when you take away some of the randomness of the game, it makes it a lot easier when you know where those pesky super attacks are that essentially put your HP from 1 to 0, or from 100 to 0. So the big problem with the HP threshold being at 40% or less, where this leads to issues coming up, is the fact that a lot of bosses these days will just take your HP from, like I said, from 100 to 0. Seldom are you getting hit with a super attack that is like going to hurt you a lot and you end up surviving it, right? Like there's not going to be many instances where you go from 700,000 HP to 200,000 from a super. Is it possible? Absolutely. Does it happen more often than not? Not in my experience playing the game, but a lot of my newer units are at 55%, so do keep that in mind. But damage received from normal attacks minus 80% and counters. So We already have damage reduction by 80% on normals, and this is a very overpowered combination when you can see where we know where the super attack is. So in theory, when Gogeta has his, or when Vegito has his super scouter active, you are never going to get hit with a super attack unless he is locked, right? So you'll always know how to hide him when he has the scouter active. So I think one thing that we need to do is we need to up this to more like 60 or 70 if you don't want to make it too overpowered. I think 100% chance to have a scouter I think would be a little too broken for this guy, but who knows? I think the damage reduction minus 80% is an extremely good shell to have. When it comes to linking partners, not the best in the world, but like STR Super Vegito is very good. Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito is very good, but they don't really work together that well. You have somebody like this LR Gogeta with 5 links. You have this Super Gogeta right here with 5 links who would potentially pair up really well with his, but like these two would be like a really fun kind of pairing as Super EZA'S. I think that would be a really good choice. So let's go ahead and move on to the third character on the list, staying within the AGL realm. We have AGL Golden Frieza. This one is super easy, and they don't even really need to do that much. All they have to do, if they just want to make this guy just like straight up busted, just get rid of this and just keep it at perma 90% damage reduction, and this guy is still like super good, right? The biggest downside of this unit, which is really unfortunate, is this right here. He has what is known as a nuking leader skill. So a lot of the times this character is banned within the difficult content in the game because they don't want you nuking the boss and taking him down in one attack, because it takes the challenge out of the fight, if you will. So that is why this character is banned in a lot of the red zones. In stage 2 of Cell Max, I'm pretty sure he's not usable. This character is banned in a lot of different events because of that leader skill. It's not even because he himself is broken. It's the fact that he can make other AGL characters very insane and hit way too hard, right? Like, you could put Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku on a team with this guy's a leader skill, and then if you kind of set it up properly, he's going to hit for an absurd amount, right? So just keep that in mind. That is why this character is not allowed to be used in a lot of events, but I think where he is usable, this guy would be an absolute game changer if he had like some offensive prowess, if he had even more defensive prowess. If we just up this from 40, like if we made this, well, so like if we just get rid of it, I like it, but what I think they should do is make this threshold even lower. So like when HP is like 10% or more, right? So it's like the only way that you don't have that damage reduction is if you have like 50,000 HP, right? I think that's how I would like to do it, and I think that would really work out well for this character and kind of make him just overall usable everywhere. But again, the big problem with him is even if this guy is like super busted and super game changing, he is not going to be able to be used still in events like Cell Max and the red zone and all that stuff, just because of that leader skill. It becomes a problem, right? So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, who is one of the best aging EZA'S of all time. I'm sure some of you experienced players know exactly who I'm talking about. This guy has guard. He has, if you build him with dodge defensively, he's still like, he is, this I'm going to say this in a complimenting way. He is bad in endgame content now. He is not very bad. He is not unusable. He is just bad. And that is in Super Janemba, right? We have guard activated against all attacks, and he has innate dodge right here. So just keep that in mind. I think this could be a pretty crazy character, because they don't give this out for free anymore. They really don't. Like, a lot of characters have a conditional guard that either goes away when they transform, or goes away after a certain amount of turns, or it's locked behind an intro buff where you have to build the team in a certain way. This guy just passively has guard and dodge chance. So this is one of those skeletons where we already have, you know, a crazy bit of stuff, right, for one turn, and then we get an additional attack plus 40 when guard is activated, and guess what? It's like activated against all attacks. So the first time he gets, you know, the first attack that he's encountered with, you're going to have that attack buff. So like, you know, maybe this Tech Janemba gets an EZA, and then all of a sudden we're really cooking with grease, right? And we just have like a crazy good set right here. Janemba characters have some of the best link sets in the game where it comes to like linking up well with like other good units. I don't know if this is going to do it justice, but Harudegarn, 5 links. Goku Black characters, 4 links. Cooler characters, 4 links, right? Just like in general going forward. And I mentioned characters like Goku Black because like the odds of us getting a better Goku Black down the line, it might be a bit now because of the physical Rose Dokkan Fest, but like this guy is going to link up really well because these links are also like, they're not to be laughed at, right? Big Bad Bosses is like the best link in the game, right? Especially at level 10. Metamorphosis is pretty good. We have healing, we have Fierce Battle, we have Nightmare that's giving attack, Brutal Beatdown, giving more attack, Fear and Faith. We're kind of like, you know, we're giving Key out. This is a very good link set for an extreme character, and you know, usually Janemba releases tend to do really well in terms of maybe not like I say, when I say releases do really well, like the Janemba characters usually tend to be very good. This tech Janemba, in his base form, he has guard and all that fun stuff as well. So keep that in mind. The LR Janemba has guard, and then we get another Janemba down the line. There's a good chance that that character is going to have guard as well. That could potentially link up really well with this version of id Super Janemba. So I think this EZA could potentially be really, really good. Let's move on to the last one for today's video, and that is going to be Majin Buu Pure, aka Kid Buu. Finding him on the Dokkan wiki was kind of funny, or Dokkan info, because I looked up Kid Buu and I didn't find anything, but it's Majin Buu Pure. Now, most of you probably know this guy as the god of showcases, and if you're new to the channel, or if you're new to the game, I want you to try and guess why this character was so good for showcases, and leave it in the comment section down below. And we'll wait. I'll give you about 10 seconds to, not even 10 seconds. I'll give you 5 seconds to go pause it and tell me what it is. All right, there's a little less than 5 seconds, but if you don't know, it's right here. All allies, key +2, and attack and defense plus 50% when HP is 80% or above. So turn 1, you're giving all of your allies a monster attack and defensive buff, and then you're still giving attack and defense plus 30% when you lose the HP threshold. So always going to be providing support. This is going to be a crazy unit if he gets like defensive gimmicks and becomes usable, just because of how broken he's going to be next to other characters. His EZA came out a very long time ago. We are 6 months away from it being 6 years before when he got it. So you can see the link set. Really the biggest beneficiary of this specific EZA is not on the list, but it's LR Buu Tanks. That unit's going to become stupid. You know, you have the 50% Buu, where I don't know where he's at, but the 50% Super Buu right here, or the 60% now, they are going to be big beneficiaries of this EZA from the support. So again, don't want to get too into specifics with the details. I think we just cut out the 79% or below one, and we just give him permanent 50% support. We give him like dodge chance, we give him a little damage reduction, all that fun stuff. So there we go. 5 EZAs who could break the game, we'll say. There we go. Again, a big shout out to the channel members who joined below, James and Rao. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan content. We post every single day here. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you all in the next one.